The first Omen, this movie is a movie that I was interested in for a couple reasons, but I also was dreading it for a couple reasons. So let's get into those reasons, then we'll talk about the movie. So I was dreading it because I was hearing a lot of early buzz about this movie, like months before this movie came out, where Immaculate and this movie are incredibly similar. And there were some people saying Immaculate's the good one, this is the bad movie. So it was very strange, right? So I was like, okay, we'll see. Um, but then, so that's why I was dreading. Also, it's an Omen movie, and there's only been one good Omen movie up until this point, which is the original. I reviewed all the Omen movies before. They're all pretty bad, except for that first one. The first one, I think, is a masterpiece in its own right. It is probably one of the best in its subgenre of horror next to The Exorcist, I would say. This one, we'll talk about, but, so, yeah, and then, but then I started looking forward to it because, A, it's an Omen movie. I'm always going to be excited to see one of these movies because, even though this franchise hasn't been great, it has the potential to be expanded upon and maybe make something work, right? At least to me, it does. And then I started hearing some actually good buzz about this movie. Not as much as Monkey Man, which I'll be checking out very soon, and there'll be a review up for that this weekend as well. But anyways, I went to go see this movie, and I was shocked by it because I really did not think this movie was going to be good, but it's actually fucking awesome. First of all, the moment this movie opens with that stained glass window shattering sequence, what a gorgeously shot sequence, and just the way it's put together is just fucking incredible. I don't want to say too much about that, but it's an incredible sequence that immediately got me hooked. And so, yeah, but then movie kind of slowed down a little bit. It did feel way too similar to Immaculate at first, but then it goes some very different directions that are incredibly fascinating. And it expanded upon the Omen's lore, like that original movie's lore, in a very actually interesting way that actually expanded to that original movie and actually had quite a bit to say about our modern society. The way this film dealt with the reason that they resummon this evil and how they're trying to keep people in the church and things like that. It's very similar to how certain people, especially, in certain political spaces, I'm not going to get into that, are using fear as a weapon to control people and make people afraid of boogeymans and things that aren't real and things like that. And it's a very interesting exploration of all that stuff that I actually thought really worked and answered and offered new questions and things like that could be expanded upon. And this is a great movie that honors the legacy of that original Omen movie while being its very own thing. It's a very well directed movie. It's got a lot of great performance. It's got a lot of great acting in it, especially from our main lead here. I'm forgetting her name, but it is just a great ass movie. If you love the Omen franchise, you gotta watch this one.